abides forever. For the scepter of wickedness shall not rest on the land allotted to the righteous, lest the righteous stretch out their hands to do wrong. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people from this time forth and forevermore. Do good, O Lord, to those who are good, and to those who are upright in their hearts. But those who turn aside to their crooked ways, the Lord will lead away with evildoers. Peace be upon Israel. For the scepter of wickedness shall not rest on the land allotted to the righteous, lest the righteous stretch out their hands to do wrong. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people from this time forth and forevermore. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people from this time forth and forevermore. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people from this time forth and forevermore.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Or if you're watching in the evening, good evening.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. But if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Hey, Brad here
And Christa.
with the Big Family Homestead. Hope you're having a blessed day. You know, it's funny. I was just looking over here because we've got a whole new setup. And
we're on the wrong side.
I'm distracted, and I was looking around trying to figure out where's the camera. It's there.
Right there.
Right there.
It's always been right in front of us. But the problem is you and I have switched sides. So you would look a different direction.
I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
Just look cross-eyed. Can you do it?
I can.
You?
I can.
How many of you guys can
it hurts,
cross your
though.
eyes?
It hurts my eyes.
So here's the scoop. Today, we're going to be talking not only about chickens, it's going to be chickens, eggs, but more importantly, self-reliant stuff. And here's the big three. This is the big three reasons why you do it. And not necessarily in this order for you. Maybe for you, maybe you guys, I'll tell you what, put the order in which of importance they are for you, okay? And that is this: money, health, and control. Money, health, control. Money, health, control. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and unpack just the tiniest little bit, and then we're gonna talk about them. Money saves you money. When you make your own stuff, do your own stuff, do your own thing, it will save you money if you do it right.
Yeah.
You can do things wrong, like gardening. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Some
goodness.
people can lose money on gardening.
Well, yeah, especially when you buy already growing plants.
So money,
Yeah.
health, you know what is in your food or your widget or your gadget or your tractor or your this or your that. You know because you did it. Money, health,
And control.
and control. Now, control, you might think differently. Control is, well, Big Brother can't exactly push you around, at least now. They can't say, like some states have, you can't collect rainwater.
Oh, sure.
That's
yeah.
insanity.
Right. Right.
That is insanity.
I think that's illegal in Colorado.
Well, of course.
One of the states that I know of.
Of course, of course. But as long as you're doing these things and you're just kind of staying under the radar, there's a lot of stuff that you could do. Money, health, and control.
Yep. I think there's a few people that have the same order for me. It's health, control, money.
I would
Because
say
I
that
think
too.
health is the most important thing for our family right now. Has been for a while. And the control that is being forced upon our families, ours and your families.
Yeah.
And then the lack of money because of inflation.
It's dwindling. And I think it's going to get a lot worse. And we can actually talk a little bit about that because, well, we've got friends who are over-the-road truck drivers, and we've got friends who are in supply chain, kind of, hey, there's cross-border trucking. He's one of the guys I'm talking about, man. Yeah, my buddy Ryan. And I don't know if he would call himself an over-the-road truck driver.
He travels regionally.
But we know other over-the-road truck drivers.
Right.
And not to mention, if you watch channels like Monkey Works, where he goes over what ships are coming and going, and there are a lot fewer ships coming with stuff in them than is way different than former years. Well, that tells you a lot. That tells you a lot that people aren't buying as much, and it's costing more.
That's infuriating.
So, here's the big question. We're going to start with simple stuff like chickens. Chickens. But please, you guys, add your comments to the chat because I know a lot of you are farmers. I know a lot of you do self-reliant things. I know a lot of you do preparedness things. I'm seeing a lot of people. I know there's a lot of crafty people.
Yep.
That you don't just sit around and wait for somebody else to do it for you.
Right. No, but not most of the people watching our channel, I would say, are not the kind of people that sit around on their laurels.
What is a laurel?
I don't know. Sit around on their hands, basically, and do nothing.
So is that like, remember the old black and white
Laurel
movies?
and Hardy?
Laurel and
I'm
Hardy.
going to go sit on Laurel.
Sit on your laurel.
No, don't do that.
Come here, man. Is he the squishy one or is he the skinny one?
He's the squishy one.
Squishy.
Yes.
Laurel.
I believe.
Let's,
okay. I can't remember.
All right. So the big three: money, health, and control. Right? So let's go through a few of them and see what you guys think. Okay. Chickens. Does it actually save you? Well, it's goofy to even ask that these days, but go ahead and go over a few rounded numbers because regional things are different. But let's deal with money when it comes to chickens.
Okay, so to purchase a chicken today, I actually just looked on the website Mount Healthy Hatchery, which is where we've bought chickens before. We used to live in Cincinnati, so we bought many birds from them. To buy the particular breed that we like is an Isa Brown. Yes, I know they're a hybrid bird, but honestly, if I'm going to have a chicken
For eggs.
I want it to give me eggs.
Lots
Not
of eggs.
waste my food and my money. So, I want eggs every day from this bird. And these particular breed of bird, they give 300 plus eggs a year.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty good.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of eggs. I call those golden nuggets now.
There are rots and rots of eggs.
Rots and rots of eggs. Yes, but they are to have female chicks. They're $6.70 a bird
Okay.
as a chick. Okay.
Yep.
And you have to, of course, buy the feed and raise them and yada, yada, yippee skippy. But once they start laying eggs at 4 months old, you are going to probably spend, I think, the egg is going to initially cost you, not initially, is going to end up costing you about 9 cents a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isa Brown is the type of bird it is. It's ISA Brown. Like I said, they lay 300 eggs a year. And they are a fantastic bird. So yeah, we've calculated that our chickens are currently costing us 9 cents an egg.
About 9 cents.
Right. We have
Okay,
29.
Let that just sink in.
Right.
And that's we do ferment our feed, which is better for the chicken, better for the egg,
Less
more
waste.
health, less waste. And if you don't know how to ferment feed, we've got a video on that. But it's simple. There's nothing hard. And you save money on the feed. It's better all the way around.
Yep.
Better all the way around. And so 9 cents an egg versus what did we figure for the middle of the road?
41 cents.
Not the Cadillac eggs.
41 cents for the
Middle of the road
I think it
eggs.
was 41 cents to 50 cents.
Yeah, the
per
cheapies were
egg.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know those ones that you get at Walmart. Not that we would ever shop at Walmart, but we have to because of the economy. So
And
thank
that's
you.
what we have here.
Thank you, administration. So, yeah. So they're about 40 cents an egg.
Yeah.
For what you would normally buy.
Right.
Wow.
That's a huge increase in the amount of money you're going to spend on eggs.
Well, and they used to just be like a loss leader item, 99 cents a dozen or more.
Or less. I remember 59 cents a dozen.
Yeah.
At Easter time, they would have eggs for 59 cents a dozen.
Yeah. Our chickens are on strike. They only lay 5 eggs all week. Well, I hope you're not that hungry then,
Put
John.
them in the pot. That's all I'm saying.
Time
Put
to
them in
go.
the pot. Yep.
Say goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Gosh.
there's a little cost savings there. Do you get that? So the money. Now we'll talk about other homesteady things, but right now just chickenese.
Right.
Chickenese.
Talking about
Now,
chickenese.
okay. Now, knowing what's in your food, health. That I'm going to shut up because she's going to talk about that. This is her
For
her
chickens.
jam.
For chickens.
For chickens and eggs. Yeah.
So
Come
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, we do buy a layer feed. And I know where this company is. I've looked at the label, and they are actually a local company. We do spend a little bit more to get the better feed, better protein, because the higher the protein in the feed, the more eggs they're going to lay. If you give them a lower protein, especially in the wintertime, they're not going to give you as many eggs. We actually had that problem several years ago where we went with a cheaper feed, but it had lower protein. Well, guess what? We were missing out on a lot of eggs. So we went with a better feed, a better higher protein. But what we do is we take that feed, and it's actually I wouldn't necessarily call it fermented because it's only sitting in a pail for about 12 hours.
It should be longer, but
It should be longer, but it is soaked feed because it's crumbles. It's not. We're not using scratch grains.
Fermented is far better.
Fermented is far better. Excuse me. But we mix the feed. We mix some of the feed, and then we actually add corn to it because corn is good for their crop. It actually stays in their crop a little bit longer, gives them a little bit more energy.
They feel fuller too.
They feel fuller
I've
longer.
asked, and the ladies really appreciate
They
it.
do. But then we take that feed and we soak it overnight with milk. You don't have to use milk. We just have an excess amount of milk.
Yep.
I think the protein, Mountain Mama is asking what protein levels are best. I believe the protein level in the feed that we buy is 19%.
It's pretty high.
It's pretty high. And we actually start our chicks with this, not with the same feed. We do get the grower kind of feed, but then we also mix it with milk about a week after we've had them. We start with dry, and then about a week in, we start mixing it with milk. And they grow faster. They're healthier. We bought 30 birds, and we've only lost one. And that was after she was an adult already.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, knowing what's in your food.
Knowing what's in your food.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on that
Yep.
we're not going to talk about people saying there's different things happening with the eggs because, to be honest, if we can't prove it, we're not going to say it.
True.
We're reading about it, same as you guys.
Yep.
But if I cannot look to article that I trust the source and say this person says this, that we got 4 sources that are
all saying the
absolutely
same
saying the
thing.
same thing, then I'm not gonna here you go, baby.
Thank you.
That's
I got
for
a
you.
tickle in my
That's
throat.
for you. Every time I look at you, I get a tickle, baby. Come on now. Oh, heck yeah. All right. So knowing what's in your food now, let's for a second, we're going to come back to chickens, but for just a second, can you imagine what kind of nonsense shenanigans goes on at the commercial chicken lots, processors,
No.
cow?
No.
What kind of antibiotics are cruising around in those animals?
Lots and lots. And that's translating to your egg that you're going to be eating on on your plate.
Feeding your kids. Here's another thing to think about. We know several dairy farmers, okay? And we know why they have to do the high temperature pasteurization.
Sure do.
Let's just say the word that you're going to cringe. I know you're going to cringe, but I got to say it. Well, there's 3. Pus, blood, and scabs.
It's disgusting.
That's why they, well, one of the reasons why they do high temperature pasteurization. Because you know what? It all goes into the same tank.
Yeah. The
Yuck.
the methods that are used in these traditional dairy farms are
We gotta be careful though.
Oh, sure. I'm not saying anything. They're not, let's just say they're not cleanliness is next to godliness.
Some
Let's
are
just say
better
that.
than others.
Some are better than others, some are not. The one particular ones where we've actually helped out at their dairy,
Pretty good.
It was pretty good,
Pretty
but there was
good.
still no cleaning of the teats
True.
before milking.
Which that's weird.
Yes.
I don't understand. Mastitis milkshakes. You got that right, Shannon.
Oh, Shannon,
You got that right. And that's why there's high temperature pasteurization.
Now, I will say that this particular dairy that we helped out at, if their cow did have mastitis, they
would sequester 'em.
They had a separate milking machine for that particular cow. They used a surge milker like we do, where it just goes into one tank and is not going into the main tank.
Yes. Now, it was my fault to take us to the cows. We're going to come back to chickens.
Because we were talking about milk in the
It was
feed.
my fault, but
That's okay.
But chickens. So knowing what's in your food is invaluable.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about control, because this one's going to be a little bit harder to wrap your head around. Seeing that we've never, ever seen recently or ever in modern times a government overreach in trying to force
No.
you to do something that you don't want to do.
No, we've not seen that in any
They would
way.
never lock anybody in their homes or suggest it or, even mandate it or they would never let big corporate business entities stay open where they kind of don't allow mom and pops to, survive. They would never, ever, none of that would ever happen.
They would also never allow these big pharmaceutical companies to experiment
test
and
on
test
you.
things on you,
test-
in the guise of
happen.
staying healthy.
Could never happen, right? And there would never
Wink,
be
wink.
any repercussions for rushing those things out.
Yeah.
There would never be any
No,
repercussions.
not at all. Not at all.
Here's the point, guys. Here's the point. If you think they're going to just stop where they're at now, I'm sorry to say that you might be a little bit more naive than you.
Yeah. Oh,
Then
but
you might
nobody
need to be.
in our crowd is like that. Not at all.
Nobody.
I don't believe that. I believe the people that are watching are
More awake than others.
more awake than a lot of others.
And
Yes.
I would even agree with that. However, we grew up in this country believing that our government was not like it really is.
Oh, sure. We had this
Rose-colored glasses.
rose-colored glasses saying that, oh no, the government would do nothing to harm any of you.
Definitely not empire building around the world. No. No, definitely not. I mean, apple pie, mom, 4th of July parade, saying thank you to the veterans, them taking care of the veterans. Yeah.
Yep.
We can see that a lot of things that we grew up believing were just a facade. And I'm here to tell you, Reagan was wrong about a few things, like no-fault divorce. That was pretty dumb.
Yeah.
And that was Reagan, because we try to be fair here. But what are those scary words that he said? And I agree with, because that's really, really true.
The 9 scariest words are, I'm from the government and here to help. Or we're, same thing. Yeah.
Okay. I think they get the point.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
The point for me in terms of the control side of things is the more that you can do on your own, the less you need them.
Yeah.
I want to say that a different way, so that I really, really hit home. Okay. I want to say that slightly different. I had to get loud for that.
Hope you can read lips.
Why don't you translate for me, baby? Go ahead.
You don't need them.
Because they will not do your best interest.
No.
They will do
What's best
their
for them.
best interest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
So, are you picking up what we're putting down?
I think so.
Money, health, and control. Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
What about maybe setting food aside so that money, health, control? Let's talk about a garden. Garden, baby.
Definitely.
Money. How do you mess up money with a garden? That's easy.
You buy too much dirt. You buy all these fancy
Buy.
raised beds.
Bye.
You buy all these expensive plants from
garden.
the big orange boxes or the blue boxes or the green ones, whatever you want to call.
Pick your box.
Pick your box that you're going to buy these plants that are just beautiful and gorgeous, and then they die.
Because you stuck them in a lawn that you've been spraying with chemicals to keep
Sure.
them from having dandelions in it for
Sure.
years.
And honestly, if you don't have a garden going now, I mean, of course we can't because it's, winter. It's actually 32 degrees, I think, today, which is amazing.
Shorts weather.
Yeah, it's almost shorts weather. Yep. Not really, because it'll freeze again here soon.
Oh, no.
But if you guys don't have a garden going now and you wait until, the proverbial poop hits the fan, you're not going to have a garden going. Because if you think you're just going to,
Stroll
tear
on
up your
in.
yard and dig a hole and put some plants in there and expect it to grow, it's not going to grow.
Got news for you.
It takes a long time to learn how to cultivate plants properly. And I mean, we're 10, 12 years in. We're still learning.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I would like to point a very important point out so we don't miss it. Selena Neo says, grow what you like to eat and eat it. We made that mistake so many times. It's like, oh, this squash looks great. And then you've got a gazillion of them. You tried one.
And they're gross.
And you're like, oh,
yeah,
never again.
Yeah, no.
Then you wasted garden space, time,
and money.
and nutrients. Say it with me. Nutrients.
Yeah, so, the nice thing is we've had volunteer plants that just pop up.
Well, explain
and
a
produce.
volunteer plant.
A volunteer plant is where seeds get left on the ground, and in the spring they start growing this plant that you didn't put there.
I didn't put it there.
I didn't put that there. God put that there, and we're going to take that and we're going to feed that, whatever that is. They're going to eat it. We're going to feed it to our animals. Because let me tell you, they absolutely love volunteers.
Let's just say where we put our compost, cow poop, horse poop, donkey poop, where we put that, we get a lot of squash.
We get lots of squash, lots of things. Because we feed them all of our leftover pumpkins at the end of the year and, all of the things like tomatoes. If we can't harvest and if we can't get our tomatoes in before they are ripe, before the frost, then we give all of those green tomatoes to our plants, or to our animals, because they absolutely love them.
Yeah, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah, right.
So you can make serious mistakes with a garden. Oh my gosh. Here's one that I really want you to look into, because you can do this at home if you have even some basic, man skills, even if you're not a man. Make your own biochar, which is basically a fancy way of saying carbon.
Yep.
The process is called pyrolysis, and it sounds fancier than it is, but what you're actually doing is you're taking all you're taking wood, or in this case, you're taking wood and then you're removing all the gases and all the stuff out of it with heat. You're burning the gases and leaving the carbon, which is basically charcoal. It's charcoal.
Yeah.
And you do a burner inside a burner. I think I've got 3 videos on how to do this. We've got 3 videos on how to do this. But if you put that in your garden with worm casting tea, like worms, earthworms, you take their poo and you make a compost tea. You don't drink this tea. This would not be Snapple quality. And I don't even think Snapple's really tea, but that's just me.
It's sugar water.
Yeah, it's sugar water that they colored brown.
Right.
They let a worm swim around in it.
Ew.
No, I don't know.
Gross.
Probably not true. But you take that, and that is exactly what fueled the Aztec, the Inca, and what's the other big South American tribes, civilizations that were huge. They built the temples and all that. Because believe it or not, that ground is actually not very nutrient rich. But archaeologists figured out how the heck did they have these massive civilizations,
right, with such small ground, with such small amount of growing land, and that's what they
were
did.
doing this. They were taking biochar and putting a fertilizer in them, and they were getting big yields.
They were probably using their animal manure as the fertilizer, I would imagine.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But tell them about when we first started doing this in Ohio, about our yields.
Okay. So the first year we did the biochar, Mayans, that was what it was. We put the biochar in our raised beds, and they were only 1 foot deep. And we put tomato plants in there. Those tomato plants were 6.5 feet tall and produced 2.5 pound tomatoes.
And those we could have gone much higher and bigger with the plants.
Yes.
we just ran out of a trellis
Yeah.
cage.
They started to fall over because the cages we got were really nice cages and they were falling over.
There was too much weight on
There
them.
was too much weight. Yep.
Too much weight on them.
But we got amazing yields from that.
So garden, you can do it where it's pennies. And like, figure this out too. Let's say that you buy your seeds the first year. Okay. Well, they're not that expensive, a package of seeds. But if you buy heirloom seeds, you won't have to buy them again.
Right.
Ever.
Right. You could save the seeds from, say, one tomato.
Find your best one.
Find your best tomato, and that's the seeds you save for the next year, even though you're going to... Well, you could still eat the flesh of the tomato.
You can.
You're saving
Sure.
just those seeds. But you can just soak them in water, and there's a little... they look like chia seeds. If you know what chia seeds look like...
Chia.
No, not that kind. There's like a membrane around the outside of the seed, and you need to get that membrane off.
When you're drying it.
When you put it in this water, you're
Right.
soaking it and getting that
Right.
membrane off,
Exactly.
and then you can dry the seeds. But yeah, it's very easy to do.
The Happy Meat from Rio says, I had 12-foot tomato plants when I put them in a hoop house.
Oh,
if you
my.
Okay, here. I don't want to get too far off into the weeds.
We don't want weeds.
But tomatoes, if you know what kind, if you've got a bush tomato or if you've got a vining tomato, if you've got vining tomatoes, learn about your suckers and you pinch them.
Pinch them.
You pinch the suckers.
It depends also if it's determinate or indeterminate.
Right.
Indeterminate is the ones you would pull the suckers off of. And those suckers are not wasted. You could actually take those
And
and,
make a new
replant
plant.
them. Yep.
You can make a new
Yeah.
plant, stick it directly right into the ground. Because what happens is, let me see if I can do this. Maybe not. You got, okay, like this. So here's the plant, and then you've got a little sucker coming off here.
Yeah.
You pinch it, you pull that part off, stick it in the ground, and it will grow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys can't start your own seeds, find a local, a local farmer or a local, whatchamacallit, farmer's market. Okay. Sometimes they have their plants already going for really inexpensive. This past year, we did start our own seeds, but a lot of them didn't do well because we don't have a very good area to start them in. And there's just up the road from us, there is a local gal who does her own little produce market, and she had a ton of plants left over. So we went and bought those, and it was 50 cents a plant?
Not bad.
Yeah, it was 50 cents a plant. I'm like, I'll do that instead of try my hardest to grow plants.
Yeah.
Because that's, if you go to the big box stores, you're going to spend $3.50 to $5
Keep going.
on one plant or more. Exactly.
Yeah. But it would be best if we got in the habit of saving our own
Of
seeds.
course.
It would be
Of
best.
course. Of course.
And we just are being lazy.
Well, we weren't lazy this past year. We were trying, but it didn't work.
Mountain Mama says, don't FFA kids sometimes do plant starts? You know what? I have not seen that, but it sounds logical. It sounds like it would be. I don't know, but that's great. That would be great. And by the way, hey, Julie B., we've been waiting for you to come on live. Why haven't you been here? Jeez. Hi. Hi. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so there's money. Now, let's talk about when we're talking about a garden. So the big three are money, health, and control. I don't know. What do you think? You think it might be healthier to grow your own plants?
Well, and it also saves you money. Because think about this. If you spend even $1 or $3 on a plant, how many pounds of tomatoes is that going to yield when 1 pound of tomatoes is $3 and $4
Sure.
at a store? And the flavor from those,
Well, that's
tomatoes,
not even on our
we call them
metric.
lifeless pink orbs that you get. There's no flavor, and they're very expensive for only 1 pound of tomatoes.
True. Now, the health side of things. Health side, it's not even comparable, guys.
Yeah, no, it's the health of the plants or the health of the food that you're growing is going to be so much better than the stuff that was grown last year that you're buying on the shelf now.
Greta has a great point. Greta, even heirloom varieties of tomatoes will cross-pollinate. Correct? Question mark. Yeah, well, they will cross-pollinate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Or just get a bunch of seeds. Keep a bunch of seeds and just do them again and again and again.
Yep.
So one thing about the health side is that you know what's going in your plants. You know what's going in your bodies. Hey, Bizza Rizza Jizza, haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
That was a high five, virtually. So, and let's talk a little bit about the health side of storing the. Well,
Hold
you know
on.
what?
Let's answer Julie's question really
Julie.
quick because it still pertains to the gardening.
Go ahead.
Did I miss the discussion on how to fill raised beds more cost effectively? We actually didn't cover that, but we're going to do that right now because
we are.
it is paramount. Now, to fill a raised bed, to go and buy dirt. Okay, stop it.
I was just doing closed captioning.
I know it's distracting. Stop it.
Sorry, go ahead.
To go and buy dirt from these big box stores is really, really expensive, and you're going to waste a lot of money. Stop it.
You're going to waste a lot of money.
You're going to waste a lot of money. So, are you done? Do you need to stand in the corner? Stop it. So, what we have done in the past is we take branches, leaves,
Logs.
grass, logs, lots and lots of logs. You put the logs down in the bottom, then you put some twigs on top of that, and you put some grass clippings and some leaves up on top of that. All of that stuff is natural, organic material that will biodegrade over several years. Yes, your tubs, your whatever you're going to put as your raised beds,
They're going to sink a little.
they're going to sink some, and you're going to have to add more material every year, but that's okay. And then on the very top, you're going to add just a small amount of dirt because you know what? All of those, it's just going to,
The logs, the leaves, all
They'll
that
all biodegrade.
material, it's going to basically, it's like, it's not Hugel culture,
it's similar.
but it's kind of like it where it's going to degrade. There's a lot of nutrients in there. It's going to take a long time to degrade,
Right.
which is fine. You just keep adding to it and it settles. You add a little bit, settles it out a little bit.
Yep.
And you will have an amazing, amazing garden, especially
Yes.
raised beds, because then you get a jump on the season with the warmth of the soil.
You also have a reduction in weeds.
Weeding is also better on the back. The back.
Yes. Yes. Weeding.
It's like no rolling the hay. But it's very much gooder. That was stupid. I don't even know what kind of accent that was, but it was bad.
It was close to German, but
No.
not quite.
Not even.
Anyway. So, yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that.
I was saying you were saying weeding is easier.
Oh, weeding is much easier. You're going to have reduced amount of weeds. Yes, eventually. And before you do your raised beds, put several layers of cardboard on the bottom because
they don't grow up
that
through.
will help reduce. That will kill off a lot of the grass. You know, it would be even better is if you would scrape the sod off first. That's just a lot of work unless you have a tractor. Honestly,
Yeah.
Swedish.
More Dutch.
Yeah,
I don't know.
funny,
I don't know.
funny.
But okay, so there's more the health
Yes.
side of things.
Right.
Now let's talk about control side of things.
Ooh.
Do you know, are you aware that your big GOV, the people in power, the smartest people in the entire fruited plain, they want you to register your gardens on a government monitored website?
Well, did you know that in Wisconsin you have to register your chickens?
Yeah, no, I did. Sure,
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
We've got our a certificate
No,
of.
when we purchase the chickens, we have to fill out a form
Yep.
saying
yeah.
that we bought them and how
No.
many we bought.
We've got a license to chick. We're ready.
Yeah.
But the GOV wants you to register your garden, and that is not a joke. Look it up. It's actually a thing. And here's my thought. Read between the something. Yeah. That wouldn't be very Christ-like of me. So
No.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. No. No.
I respectfully
Decline.
to acquiesce to your request.
Yes.
Question. Was it Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes. Something like that.
I think I was just blending three scenes together.
I'm not
I don't
sure.
think it's Jack Swan or whatever his name is. Silly Jack.
I don't even know.
I don't know. I think it was
Doesn't
like
matter.
Simple Jack. That was it. He was.
Wrong movie. It's Jack Sparrow.
I know. He wasn't even in that scene.
I registered my neighbor's garden. Nice.
They might figure it out, Robert.
I'm
They just
thinking,
might.
Yeah.
So, yeah, control. Why on earth?
Wonder.
Why would they want to know where individuals are growing food so they don't have to buy it from the big companies that are giving them money to get elected and stay in power? Wait a minute. I got to think that one through again because I did go to public school. So the government wants to force me into eventually buying food that only they say is okay with the buddies that sell it that gave them a bunch of money so they could stay in office. That sounds perfectly legit.
Oh, for them. Yeah. No.
It's good if
it'll
you're
benefit it'll benefit them.
To quote Mel Brooks, it's good to be the king.
No kidding.
Do you not see the little circle there? If you're like me and you went to a public school, that's a circle. They're helping themselves by forcing you.
I think we need to do a Venn diagram on this. Because our what's her name? Bob Marley really
Not
loves
over my
Venn.
synthesizer.
Hey, that wasn't me. That was you. Bob Marley really likes Venn diagrams.
Camela. Do you think that she could name her home Camelot? No.
I don't know.
I don't know. If you don't know what we mean by Bob Marley, watch Monkey Works.
Yes.
He'll tell you.
Yeah.
He'll tell you.
Yeah. Watched it for the first time just the other day when we were in here working, or listened to it, I should say. And I'm laughing out loud. I'm like,
Because he's got
who's he
names
talking
for
about?
everybody.
I'm like, Bob Marley, Flashbang, and I'm busted out laughing.
He's got names for everybody.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it. Yeah,
Love
I
it.
love Flashbang. It's really
Yeah.
funny.
So, Mr. Monkey, I salute you.
Yes.
Not that you would watch our teeny channel with your 600,000 subscribers. He seems like a really cool dude. Like you'd want to hang out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Just went to Israel. Side note.
Nice.
Okay. So garden. Check.
He must not have animals.
Or he has somebody to watch him.
Yeah, maybe that.
I don't know. So chickens. So if you look at money, yes, it's better to have them if you do them. If you're looking at your health aspect, better for you to do them.
Sure.
Control, better for you to do them. Garden.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah. Saving money
Maybe-
if you do a garden and raise your own chickens.
And you don't even have to get on the phone for 15 minutes. So,
What?
to save money on your...
Oh. Okay, got it.
It sounded like you were going there.
Nope.
What about control? Wouldn't it be better if you were in control of your food?
Yeah. Because be honest, I really don't. I'm not a fan of what's being done to the food, the beef industry, the chicken industry.
The people that
Sure.
have lives, farmers.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No. Yes.
No, yes? Or
Yes.
yes,
No. No.
Yes,
Yes.
no?
No.
Stop. Don't.
No, it's don't stop.
Don't stop.
Gotta go. Yeah. Oh boy.
Let's talk about another one. What about canning your food? I know it's not chickens. Or you could can
You
chickens.
you can can.
You can can.
You can chickens.
Can food.
You can beef.
You can good.
I don't think you can can eggs. 'Cause
Let's
then
talk
it's
about
one
that.
big one. If you can eggs, oh my gosh, it's just one big giant scrambled egg.
I wonder if you could can an egg with the shell still on. If you raise up the temperature
Ooh.
slowly, would they explode? They'd probably explode.
Probably explode. Yeah, I don't think you could do that.
But let's talk about food, like canning food. Let's say that you raise chickens. Well, then money, that's a duh. Of course, it's going to be far cheaper than buying chicken from the store.
Mm-hmm.
Just far cheaper.
Yeah.
You can go to discount grocers like we have one nearby us called Cloverdale. Mm-hmm. And I almost took a picture of it, but then I decided not to. But we have a gigantic chunks of turkey that are frozen turkey that we bought them because they were cheap enough that we specifically are going to use them to can them.
Yes.
Cut them into little
Cubes and we're going to
go
can them.
town.
Yep.
So the cost of that was, I should have took the picture, $1.39 a pound.
Was it only $1.39? I thought it was cheaper than that. But yeah,
It
that
might
makes
have,
sense.
well, we have bought at different times. So it
True.
could have been like 79 cents a pound.
Yeah.
79 cents a pound, that would be kind of normal for there.
Yeah.
But think about that for a sec now. What's nice smoked turkey going for now?
I have no idea.
We don't buy it.
No, we don't buy
Except
it.
for that. I mean,
Yeah.
we buy
Yeah.
it to can it unless we're growing it ourselves.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, you can water glass eggs. You can also freeze dry them. We choose to just eat them or share with our neighbors.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
And pickled eggs. I like pickled eggs. Marlene. I wonder, Marlene, are you from the UK? Because that's more of a thing there than it is here.
No,
Yeah.
they have pickled eggs in bars, don't they?
Yeah. Well, not here.
Yeah, I was gonna say not here.
It's a thing.
They have pickled feet here,
No.
or no, pickled herring.
No.
Yes, they do.
Well, here they do.
Here, pickled herring is a big thing.
It is a weird thing.
Yes, it's very weird. Anyway,
So, yes, it's going to be cheaper by a lot. Let's talk about the second part of our question. If you're going to can your own food, is it going to be better for you health-wise than, say, buying from even, let's say, Boar's Head?
oh gosh,
Or whatever the
Yeah.
store brand is for Sam's or Hormel. Oh, my gosh. How about Tyson?
oh no, no.
Tyson.
I won't buy chicken from big companies like that.
There's one movie that changed us us for the better, and probably was the biggest push toward you have to be self-reliant right now. And
Yeah.
that was
Oh, what was it?
something
There was-
Incorporated.
Food Inc.
Food Inc.
Yeah. Monsters Incorporated.
Monsters Incorporated.
Food Inc. is one of the movies documentaries that changed our thinking. And there was another one, King Corn.
Yes.
There's several. I can't even think of all the ones that we watch. We've stopped watching them because
We know.
and it's just disturbing.
Well, let me tell you something about what goes on around here, because a lot of people don't know that central Wisconsin.
It's a fly.
I showered.
I know. It's warm today, so
Central
they're coming out.
Central Wisconsin, where we live, has a lot of mink farms.
Yes.
You know, like mink coats,
Yes.
mink farms. And let me tell you, they're not exactly treated with respect.
No.
Neither are the chickens. Unfortunately, a lot of the dairy farms,
Cows are not treated with respect either.
and I'm not saying you gotta, I'm not saying you like, you go nuts about it, but they're animals. They are living creatures. God made them, and we should take care of them. Our opinion for an animal that we are absolutely raising for food is the only day that animal's going to have a bad day is that last second, and then they won't even know it.
Right.
They won't even know it. We take care of them with vet. You know, if a cow gets sick, an animal gets sick, we take care of them. Call the vet, pay the bill.
Yep.
Make sure they have the best food. We make sure they're cared for, protected, all of that stuff.
Yep.
And that is sadly not generally the way that the food industrial system works.
No, it's really not. There are cows that these large dairies, these cows never step out on grass ever. They are kept inside in they call them freestall barns, where cows can walk around, but it's all concrete. I think they have mattresses for them to lay down on. I think they're actually made by Serta. Some of them are waterbeds. Yeah,
Some even have like back scratchers.
They have They're treated. Some are treated really, really well. Some not so much.
Yeah.
It just depends on the farmer who's running the farm.
That is spot on the truth. And you know what? And I'll even go so far as to say is this: some farmers that you meet are great people.
Oh, sure.
Great people.
Sure.
But they honestly and truthfully look at those cows as nothing more than a hammer or a saw. Mm-hmm. Something that you use and then discard. Mm-hmm. And while I can respect those people for who they are in terms of they're good people with their families, but I don't respect
what they're doing,
mistreating animals.
Right.
So there you have that.
Yeah.
Other stuff. Let's talk about
and with the farmers, they're getting a lot of government subsidies.
And being told what they can and can't do.
Being told what they can and cannot do. Yeah, cows are like in a prison. Yeah.
It's sad. Some of them never actually even see the sun.
Right. They never step out on grass. They never see sun.
That actually hurts my heart.
It does. And I
hate that.
I do too.
You can see online every once in a while there's these farms that will let their cows out because they've been locked up in the winter because they can't get out. Like,
it's convenience for the farmer to keep the cows in.
I'm talking about ones that actually treat their animals well. Mm-hmm. And you can see because they're clean when they come out but they'll dance and they'll jump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The cows.
Oh yeah, they're flipping out. It's great.
It is great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another self-reliant issue. Oh, you're going to love this one, Mom.
Oh, I hear the sarcasm in his
no.
voice.
You're going to love it.
Okay.
Medicine. Food is your medicine. Medicine is your food. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Ooh, cool. There's a bald eagle right up there. You can't see him from your angle. See it. He's way up there. Got to be about 400 feet.
Jeez.
Anyway, sorry, distracted. Taking care of your self in terms of health. Let's talk about remedies here versus remedies at a big building with lots and lots of people that will say you have to do it this way. And if you don't, then you're not going to get better. Now, I am not talking about, we're not doctors. This is not medical advice in any way. Nothing about what we're going to say is medical advice. You talk to your doctor about all that stuff. What I am saying, though, is that as that system gets more and more corporatized and more controlled by the government and more controlled by the government working with big pharma to regulate what you're allowed to have and not have, well, do you think that some corners might just be cut here and there?
Oh,
do you think
not at all.
Do you think that you might not get exactly the care that you're asking for and want and are willing to pay for?
Or you're only getting 15 minutes if you're lucky with a doctor?
I liken it to a restaurant. And if you've ever worked in a restaurant, you know how you make money is one thing and one thing only: turning tables. Mm-hmm. You got to turn tables to make money. And if you don't know what that means, get them in, get them out. Mm-hmm. Get them in, get them out. Get another check coming. Turn those tables.
Yep.
And that's the business model that's been adopted by that industry too.
Yeah.
What's on my screen? Oh, you've got to have this drug. Okay, give them this drug. Get them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Hurry up. What? And they're not even barely looking at you. They're just typing on a keyboard to type in what you're saying. They're not actually having a conversation with you and then chart later.
Yeah. So now backing up to taking care of yourself. Let's call it that. So the big three, we're going to talk about cash, we're going to talk about health, and we're going to talk about control. Talk about the cash. If you say, do a little bit of research on your own, not medical advice, we're not doctors, they're just, you do your thing. But let's say that you started doing some research and you found out, wait a minute, there's some natural possibilities that you might be able to do for yourself. Do you think that might be check, better, or worse?
Oh, I'm thinking better.
Unless it's acute.
Much better.
Unless it's acute.
Or something strange that's come up. Yeah. So
Again, not advice.
yeah.
Not doctors.
Yeah, definitely for the better.
Mm-hmm.
For the better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, do you think that there might be actual... Well, wait. Hold on. I got to back up. Completely unrelated to what we're just talking about. Big pharmaceutical companies, they look for traits in the natural world that have ways of treating or relieving a certain ailment, right? And then they figure out how to synthesize it and amplify it and make it better. Mm-hmm. But they're basically, in some cases, they're straight up just emulating what's already out there. For example, I take a plant called moringa. You could grow it if you live in a tropical area. And it's known, studied, not just Brad making it up, it's known for alleviating intense inflammation. Mm-hmm. I happen to have that.
Lots of that.
It alleviates it.
Yes.
For me.
Yes.
Not a doctor. Actually, it's funny because here's a perfect segue. Here's one of the things that we wanted to talk about anyway. Bam. Look at this. Silver.
Yep.
They didn't ask us to do this. We're friends with the people that own this company, but silver,
that one.
What are the is these 3 things or 4 things that it does that are super beneficial?
3. It's
mold,
kills yeast, mold, and bacteria. No, not
fungus?
Yeast. Sorry, not yeast. It's viruses, bacteria, and fungus.
Yes. So silver does that in your body.
Yes.
And on your body.
And this particular alkaline structured silver
That in the bottle.
In the bottle there. Right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It is the way it is chemically, it's attached to
It's a natural antibiotic.
It is a natural antibiotic. Doug explains this so much better. But the way in the way with chemistry,
straight through your body.
No, it attaches and it kills. It attaches to the virus or the bacteria, and then it passes it through the body. It changes it chemically.
That's right.
Yeah.
And again, we're not doctors. This is not advice.
Right.
But I would say you should really look into that company. You should honestly go and see what they have. The probiotic has helped me greatly. Greatly.
Yep. The soaps, the kids use the soaps for their acne. They love it. They also use the probiotic for their acne.
And it passes straight through your body. Like if you were to drink the solution, there's a lot of things that he can explain that why it's really amazing, but he can explain that. But it passes through. It doesn't put a tax on your body.
It doesn't attach to anything in your body to where it will turn you blue.
It doesn't.
That is something completely different. The name of the company is Ameolife, AMEOLIFE.
And these people are good people.
Yeah, very good people.
It's like chatting with us.
Yeah.
You're not going to get fake, phony baloney stuff.
No.
So check it out because guess what? You may You may be on your own if you can't get, the big industry to write you a prescription.
Right.
Besides, wouldn't it be better if you didn't need one?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's money. Let's talk about the health side. What if you can't get to the doctor? What if all of a sudden, I know this is crazy. Let me set the scene here and then I'll let you talk. Here's the scene. The scene is one country, they've sent some kind of a device, maybe something that would be in the air, and they've released some kind of microbial wave that all of a sudden your electronics don't work anymore. And now most people can't even drive around because their cars don't work. That'd be crazy. Nothing like this would ever, science fiction, I know. But let's just say that happened. And now you're stuck at home and you don't have X, Y, and Z thing that you really, really need. Mm-hmm. Do you think it might be a good idea to start looking into how to fix / help / remedy / do? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Crazy story, right?
It is crazy. Absolutely crazy. It will never happen. Not in a million years.
Couldn't.
No, it couldn't.
Our country would never allow that to happen. Why? Because we've got good leadership. And good leadership would never allow some foreign country to let, some unknown thing into our airspace. Heck, they could do something terrible. But rest assured, Grampers has this. Continue on.
Flashbang, you mean? Yeah. I'll be honest. The class that I'm taking, I'm learning so many things.
Oh, share it.
About herbs.
Share where you started.
Well, I started my first experience with herbs was with the Patriot Nurse.
She does in-person learning.
She does in-person learning, and she does have an online class that is really reasonable. Take the online class, and then if you want to learn more, go to her in live training classes, because she has a wealth of knowledge. I'm not kidding. Testify. She has a wealth of knowledge that we all need. She subscribes to Dr. Christopher's herbal remedies, herbal supplements, and I have found that they are wonderful herbs. Herbs are, there's so many different herbs that help with so many different things. So that is the class I'm currently taking. I'm taking the family herbal class from Dr. Christopher's.
I will say that not everything in there.
I will say that not everything in there I agree with. But there is a lot of things in there I do agree with.
The lion's share.
The lion's share of what's in there, yeah. I do agree with. So just take everything with a grain of salt. Look at the herbs, their philosophy on a few things I'm not a fan of. But you know what? It's the information that I'm looking for, not their opinion.
Exactly. So, okay. Well, Tammy, I want to actually comment on what you just typed. Tammy says the rapture's close. I have no fear whatsoever. Okay. First of all, no fear.
No.
We don't have fear. We know where we're going to end up. We know the end of the book.
Right.
However, what if it doesn't happen today?
Right.
What if it doesn't happen tomorrow?
What if it doesn't happen in 10 years?
Don't forget that the early church thought it was going to happen then. Mm-hmm. We have writings that show, historical writings, that's what they believe 100%. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, what happens if it doesn't happen tomorrow?
Right.
Do you really want to be arguing with the government people about your garden as they have a bulldozer to plow it? Do you think they're going to be like, well, whoa, no. What were they saying about the rapture? Because I need to hear that. Or are they just going to go, done, don't care?
Yeah, they're not even going to, yeah.
Yes. Plan ahead, Tammy.
Oh, nice.
Plan ahead, because we don't know when the time or hour. We don't know.
Right.
While I agree with you, the world is coming apart. I agree with you.
Yes. Yes.
What if it doesn't happen tomorrow?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So
we still need to prepare as though, and like we said earlier, we cannot sit around on our hands and wait for somebody to do something. We have to be able to do it now.
Mm-hmm. So this is the measure, and I'm going to probably harp on this a lot, is that it's the three things: money, health, and control. When you're dealing with any of these self-reliant issues, whether it's, do you know how to fix an engine? Do you think you're going to save money if you're fixing your small engine? Yeah.
Yes.
Likely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Is somebody else going to fix it? It's going to cost more.
It's going to cost twice
What about
as much.
health? Well, that doesn't really
more.
apply with an engine. But control. Don't you really want to know how to do this and not be reliant on somebody else?
That I think is the bottom line, is being able to do things for yourself and not wait around for somebody to come along and do it for you.
Yep.
Because that's not happening. Not happening.
Well, unless you got neighbors like ours.
Yeah.
We've got good neighbors.
Act as though nobody's coming to help.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, with that, I want to offer you something free, a present from me
A gift.
and Mama. And that is this, music. I write and record music. If you came in earlier, that song that was being sung is actually a psalm. And I'm writing these psalm songs so that you can listen to them and enjoy them, but also to memorize them. Because if you listen to something again, all of a sudden, poof, it's in your head. And don't you think it would be a good idea to be carrying scripture around in here?
Yeah. Definitely very important.
I do. Especially what if, I know this is crazy time, but there are countries in the world right now that if you have a Bible, you could probably get arrested or worse.
Or worse, yeah.
I'd like to have some of those scriptures in my head.
Yes.
So this is how this is going to work. It's free. And I want you to share them. I really want, send them to all your Facebook buddies. If you're on Facebook, you don't need to comment on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because you say the word Facebook and half everybody's like, I hate it. I love it. Well, I don't.
okay,
doesn't
fine.
matter. That's not the point.
That's right.
Not
We're
the
not
point.
fans either.
But we do have a Facebook
We do because
of this.
Yes.
So that said, you can go to our Patreon page and they're $0. And I think there's about 13 of them. Go to the Patreon page, do whatever it is that they want you to do, and then you can download all of them and then just shut it off or whatever. It would be nice if you wanted to throw a buck or two. That's okay, but whatever. Or if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can go to our website.
Our website is bigfamilyhomestead.com, and the store is /shop. Yes, bigfamilyhomestead.com/shop.
And they are free. However, I will tell you this. Christa is saving. She's probably going to kill me after this, but I'm doing it anyway. Because you know what? She can't do it right now because everyone would see it. She's saving up to buy a saddle. And if you guys buy a cookbook, you're helping her because that's where the money for it's cookbook money. We've allotted cookbook money goes to the saddle. So there you go. We're going to be talking more and more about this, and we're going to get more specific on how you can get started.
Yep.
But not today.
Nope.
Today we're going to play your scripture song and say,
Adios.
Adieu.
Adieu.
Adieu. Parting is such sweet and sour. So in the meantime, don't go changing.
Have a blessed day, everybody.
I think that was in the Blues Brothers.
I don't know. That's crazy.
It was, Murph and the Magic Tones.
Don't go changing.
Purito Parque. He was singing Spanish.
I know that.
And he's like, don't you go changing.
Goodness gracious.
Bye.
that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. Oh, fear the Lord, you his saints. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. I sought the Lord, and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant, and their faces shall never be ashamed. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. I will bless the Lord at all times, at all times. I will bless the Lord at all times, at all times. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Oh, taste and see that the Lord, oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Oh, taste and see that the Lord